Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel or you do not know who I am, my name is Jacob and this is Vintage by Jacob. Now, I have a super cool and fun video for you guys today. I am super excited to tackle this project, and naturally, as you know, if you've been watching my channels for a little while, you know I am a full-time online reseller. I have a reselling business. Right, basically go to the thrift, I find really cool items to resell online, and naturally doing that I find a bunch of really cool footwear, and today is no exception. I actually have, let me count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pairs of really cool boots. Well, 1 pair of shoes, but I'm gonna say 8 pairs of really cool boots that I'm actually going to refurbish and refinish in this video for you guys today. I picked up each of these pairs for $1 a piece. I'm gonna run down the line, show you what I got, and we're gonna kind of get in, work together. So yes, I have a whole bunch of very well worn boots on this table, albeit very good quality boots. So my goal for this video is to take these old beat up work boots, leather boots, and just make them into something actually worth putting on your feet again. That's my goal in today's video, and hopefully by the end we have some pretty impressive results, I'm hoping. But yes, 8 pairs. Let me run through what we have. First off, we have this really cool pair of Timberland leather work boots, really nice silhouette, good quality pair of boots. Next up, we have this Red Wing heritage style boot, really cool. I love the silhouette on this. I'm super excited to see how this one turns out, and I'm from Minnesota. Red Wing's kind of a homer for it, so that's really cool. Then I have this pair of boots that I had to do a little research on. I do not entirely know how to pronounce the name. I believe it's like Raichle or Rochelle or something, but it's a Swiss bootmaking brand. These things are heavy duty, tons of leather, big Vibram sole. And when I was looking up comps for these boots, these things in this condition sell for like over $100. Super nice boot brand, so I'm hopefully going to make them into a little bit better condition than this. Super excited to see how these turn out. The one pair of shoes is this pair of Merrell shoes, but it does have the Vibram sole, nice leather upper. I think these will turn out really well. Then we have a pair of Carolina work boots. These things have seen better days. I'm super excited to see how these things turn out too. They're full of gunk and muck, but pretty good quality pair of boots as well. Cheapest pair is this pair of Herman Survivors, kind of a hiker style workish boot. The Herman brand has a couple pairs of pretty passable boots, and I think this is one of them. It feels pretty robust, so I think this is going to be another nice boot once the video is complete as well. Then we got a pair of Merrell hikers. You know Merrell, super good hiking boot brand. And then lastly, probably the easiest pair is going to be this pair of lacrosse boots. Fully rubber, awesome quality pair of boots. These things are super sought after, and I think these are going to be the easiest ones to refurbish because they just need a good wash. Alright, so before I get into today's video, please consider hitting the subscribe button, the like button, and the comment button. All that stuff can really help out this channel. We're building a community here of super smart, just like ambitious, entrepreneurial type people, and people who are into vintage clothing and boots and like just heritage stuff, and it's a really cool community here. So if that sounds intriguing, like I said, subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff is fantastic, especially the like one. You've heard this video before. YouTube algorithm loves it when you hit the like button, so do that in favor of this video. That would be awesome. All right, so like I said, I paid $1 for each one of these pairs of boots, so $8 total. I'm gonna do a comp out at the end of what I think I can sell them for at the end, and I'm just super excited to see how this turns out. I love getting my hands dirty and doing stuff like this. When I found this lot of boots at the thrift, I just thought it'd be a super fun project, and I thought it'd be really cool to document it as well and share it with you guys. Let me go over a few materials. If you are doing this yourself and you want to do something similar to like this at home, here's a few basic materials you need. Obviously, the first one is a bucket of water. I'm in a storage unit right now, so I had to use a couple bottles of just bottled water. No big deal. You're gonna need a couple good brushes. I have this cheapo, like Dollar Tree, really rough nylon brush. This thing is awesome. Then I have this finer hair horsetooth kiwi brush. These are only, I want to say 10 bucks at Walmart, but these are really good for putting a good finish of conditioner on at the end. speaking of conditioner, you're also going to need some sort of conditioning oil. You can use mink oil, leather oil. I'm just using this conditioning oil, picked up at Walmart. It's only a couple bucks. And then to kind of clean the boots up a little bit, I'm just using this saddle soap, also made by Kiwi. Only a few bucks as well. This stuff works awesome. And lastly, I have this whole array and assortment of laces, some boot laces, some basic laces. But yeah, I'm just gonna freshen up each pair of these with a pair of new laces just to add a little bit of a better aesthetic to them, get better pictures of them. And they all kind of need new laces anyways. But all these can be picked up at your local Walmart for $1, $2. So really no big deal here. But yes, new laces as well. All right, so I am going to get started on these boots. I'm going to be doing a pretty simple boot restoration method. It's a 3-step method. Basically, it's going to be cleaning, conditioning, and new laces. So super simple 3-part method. And I'm just going to kind of take you guys along, and I'm going to probably do a lot of time lapse because there's a lot of boots here, but let's get started. All right, so first things first, I'm going to take the laces off and I'm going to start cleaning the boot. I think I'm just going to cut these laces in that way. So here's the first boot. Just gonna get the laces off because we're gonna put new laces on at the end. I can throw those away. And now I'm gonna start cleaning them. And honestly, I'm just gonna go over them really good with this brush. See if I can get most of the dirt off without having to use too much water. Because really, water isn't great for leather. It can dry it out pretty good, but I think I'm gonna have to use water on some of these. But I'm just gonna take a couple minutes and just brush these guys off pretty good. Saddle soap as well, just to kind of really clean them up really good. This stuff works really good. Just kind of work it in, gets a lot of that grime off. I'm going to try to use as minimal water as I can, but I do have it in case I need it. I'm just applying it right to the brush. Worked in. Does a good job of removing a lot of the grime. Provides a little bit of a luster as well, which is super nice. Just got all the boots cleaned up with the saddle soap and a little bit of water. I try to use as little water as I can because water really isn't great for leather. It can really dry it out and it can really inhibit the effects that the conditioning oil is going to put on the boots. So I have them drying. It's pretty hot in here. I think they'll be okay. I used very little water besides on the Carolinas. Those ones were pretty dirty. Super happy with how they turned out, but I was able to get a ton of dirt off these boots, which is ultimately what you want. I mean, this water is very murky now. And the reason why you want to get all that dirt off is because this conditioning oil, this is what's really going to bring the boots kind of back to life, so to speak. And we don't want anything to inhibit the wonderful qualities that this will provide to the boot. We want this to just have a nice clean slate of leather, that this can fully work into. So yeah, I got the boots cleaned up really good. I'm going to start adding this. Quick side note, these Merrells, I think I'm going to skip the conditioning oil on them. They cleaned up super well with just the saddle soap, and it's a really kind of a, not really the type of leather that you would want to use conditioning oil on. You could, but it'd be kind of a tedious job. Also, the original laces were in really good condition, so I'm going to save those as well. And then also these lacrosse boots. Honestly, these things are in really good condition. I'm not even going to mess with them. I might take them home, rinse them off in the sink, but other than that, I think I lucked out on these. So these things are super nice. But yeah, the boots turned out really good just with that little bit of cleaning. I mean, these Carolinas were almost unrecognizable at first. And yeah, now we have a really good slate for all these boots to get conditioned up really well. So I'm actually going to start conditioning one right here, kind of walk you guys along what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to throw the camera back on and do the whole time-lapse deal. But got the conditioning oil, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to take the boot, and I'm actually going to work it in with my hands. I find that that's the easiest way to do it. Get it kind of warmed up a little bit, get a nice good portion on my hands, and I'm just going to kind of slowly start to work it in. The heat from your hands and kind of just the nimbleness of your hands really, the dexterity really helps a lot with being able to get it worked in really well. You can fit it into those tight grooves, and yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. Just work in this conditioning oil really good, get it soaked in as best as I can, because that's what's really going to make these boots pop and kind of bring a new breath of life into them. And then once I get the conditioning oil on really good, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take that horsehair brush and I'm going to kind of buff them out. And that's really going to give these boots a nice luster and make them look really rich. And it just gives the boots a really good look. This is the step that really provides the most value, and it's my favorite part of this process as well. So yeah, I'm just going to rub this in there really good. Awesome. And like I said, I'm going to take that horsehair brush, just buff it out really good. That's what's really going to get these boots to listen. So yeah, this is a really simple process. And it's the fastest process that I know of, especially if you're doing a large amount of boots like I'm doing. And I mean, just look at this. Look at that. The leather is looking so much better. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to throw the tripod back on, kind of get an overhead look, put a time lapse on, and enjoy. All right, so the conditioning step is done and these boots are looking super awesome. I think the best ones turning out so far are these Raichle boots. I don't know, these things are crazy boots. They have a huge Vibram sole. The leather is like 5 pounds on these. I would put these up to like, these are like NYX quality boots. These are crazy nice. And then obviously the Carolinas are turning out awesome. But then these Red Wings are also turning out really good too. These are an awesome vintage silhouette, kind of like the Iron Ranger style. But yeah, all that's left is to throw on some laces and then we are good to go. So another time lapse, let's finish that. All right, so here is the finished product. 8 pairs of boots. Man, I'm really happy with how these turned out. The leather just pops now on all of these. They're all cleaned up. They got brand new laces. They just have like a fresh breath of life in them, I feel like. I think the hardest part about this whole entire thing was probably putting the laces back on the barrel. These things are so hard to put on. The eyelets are so small. But all jokes aside, I think the Carolinas were the hardest ones just because they were so built up with dirt and muck and grime, and they just took a lot of scrubbing. As you can see on my pants, there's a little bit of aftermath around me as well, but I'm really happy with how these turned out. Man, just so cool. It's cool what you know, what these $1 pair of shoes can turn into with a little bit of elbow grease. So yeah, so after a little bit of speculating, you know, these boots were obviously a $1 per pair. So I have $8 invested in the initial product, and I have about $15 invested in the laces and cleaning products, which brings me to just over $2 per pair of boot. I think $2.25. And I think I should be able to get on average about $25 to $35 per boot, depending on which one. So roughly, I would say around that $300 mark in profit on these boots, which is super, super cool for just a little evening of elbow grease. And it was a lot of fun too, and I think it made for a really fun video. But yes, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had a ton of fun doing this. If you guys like content like this, I think it's kind of unique, especially for my channel. But yeah, I don't know, I just think it's a lot of fun. So let me know in the comments if you like it. I guess just to preface this as well, I am far, far, far from a boot expert, so don't you know, come after me with a bunch of hate on that. You know, I know a little bit, I don't know a lot. I'm not a leather expert. I did the best I could for my time today, and I had a ton of fun doing it, and I enjoyed it, and I'm really happy with what I did. So I guess that's all that really matters. But yeah, thank you guys again for checking out the video. You guys are the best. Make sure to subscribe, like, comment if you enjoyed the video. I have a ton of really fun stuff coming up as well, so stay tuned. And yeah, that's today's video. This is my thrifted boot repair video. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a good rest of your day. Good to one another. Peace.